y'all. I think it says I'm live. Am I live? Are we live? Are we live? There we go. Okay. There's just a delay. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and make some of the stuff for the giveaway. I went to Michael's today. Got some jars that I'm gonna use. I can't put the stuff in ugly jars. The wife won't let me. So got some nice little bottles to put the oil in once we are done. Little mason jars. So that's what we are working with. Got my double boiler here. I already boiled the water. I already boiled the water in my little kettle. And go ahead and get started. I feel like if I use the funnel, I don't know if they're gonna go down or not. We'll see. I don't know how people make this look so graceful. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so putting in my fenugreek seeds. Since I'm making a big batch, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little bit extra. All right. Turn on the stove. Go ahead and pour my water into this pot. I was trying to get on here at 1, but that didn't happen because things weren't working right. Child didn't want to go down to take a nap on time. The what's this thing called? The internet was acting up. So, all right. So I got my water here in the double boiler. Putting that on the stove. Let me lower this a little bit. Bring y'all over here. That'll get boiling soon. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and start what I have over in the mason jar. All right. Like that's a little bit too close. Sorry, y'all. Trying to figure out the best way so y'all can see it, but so that you're not just staring at my stomach the whole time. All right. So we put in the grapeseed oil for the start. And I can already hear things are getting sizzling over there. So all right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put this on top here so that it can start doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the top one too. to stir periodically. Alright, so now I'm done with the fenugreek seeds. I'm going to put those up. Alright, and I think in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to go ahead and normally I would just wait and add it all into the jar, but for time's sake, just so I'm not just standing here doing nothing, I'm gonna go ahead and start a second jar of just added oils that I'm gonna put in a little bit. Just want to keep stirring that periodically. And hopefully the audio is decent. I don't know if you can hear at all or not, but what am I looking for? What am I looking for? It's all right here. Okay. All right, y'all. So probably easier to show you than to try to just explain it all from afar. So, as I've stated before in my other videos, all of my oils that I do, I tailor make to the time of year, the situation, my scalp, and what's going on. So I don't have an exact recipe for this particular one, just because, like I said, I make it as I go along. I'm not measuring. I'm doing it to fit what the temperature and the weather is outside and stuff like that. So I have a whole plethora of oils and things like that, and essential oils that I'm going to be adding. But I've got them all over here. Everything from almond oil to vegetable glycerin, jojoba oil. I've got some peppermint and rosemary, some castor oil, some vitamin E, a little bit of tea tree. Because I don't know about y'all, but I struggle with dandruff and scalp issues. So any of those oils like tea tree and rosemary that can help out with the scalp. And then I also have some rose oil. And then for smell, the rose oil is somewhat for scent, and then also the vanilla essential oil also to help with the smell. I'm not going to put too much rosemary, peppermint, or tea tree oil just because those are very heavy on smell, and I don't want that to take over and be too, what's the word, too strong in the final solution. So yeah. And if you're wondering why I do this double boiler method with the oil, I mean, I guess you could heat it up in a microwave or whatever, but I don't know. It's just like with chocolate and stuff like that, what you use a double boiler for, so that you're not burning or heating things up too much. So I got my fenugreek seeds in there, and just in hopes of them releasing some of their properties, the things that they're good for, I go ahead and I double boil it, so that way, you know, I'm not having the seeds expand to the point where they're taking up and absorbing too much of the oil, because these seeds do expand if you boil them in water or something directly. So with the double boil method, I found that I can get some of the good stuff out of the fenugreek seeds without compromising and losing too much of my oil from the seeds themselves absorbing them. So I do go in, like I said, and let it sit on the double boiler, and will stir it occasionally just to get that going. All right. So, like I said, in my second dish, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my other oils that I'm gonna add in a little bit. And what I have found is that this combination of oils, like I said, you got your vegetable glycerin, which for anyone who's watched any YouTube videos from Sisterlockers, Microlockers knows that It's a humectant, it pulls the moisture from the air, la la la, so it's supposed to be really good for your hair and dryness. So this combination of oil and vegetable glycerin, at least for me, I found that in the climate that I live in and whatnot, it is extremely moisturizing. I don't have to put this oil in my locks several times throughout the week. I'm only having to do it, you know, once, twice at most, maybe in the middle of the week in the winter when my hair is super dry. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to go in with some of these other oils over here. And for me, I like a light oil. I don't want anything that's going to weigh my locks down or make them feel heavy. So I'm not going to put a bunch of these heavier oils. You know, black castor oil is a heavy oil. So I put a very small amount of that in there. Jojoba oil, also a small amount. Jojoba oil is lighter than the castor oil though. And then on to my essential oils. All right, so my vitamin E. Let me bring y'all over here so you can see it up a little closer. Alright, so we'll go on with the vitamin E. You know that vitamin E is good for our hair, our skin, and nails. Alright, that peppermint is strong. So, actually got a set of tea droppers too to go, or whatever these are called, plastic pipettes. That I'm going to send also with the finished bottles of oil, so that you don't have to just dump it in your hand. You can use one of these to get it out and apply. I'm going to use some actually right now, so that I can get out the peppermint. Because I literally just want a couple of drops. Alright, so okay. Rosemary also doesn't, oh no, this one does. No, it doesn't. I thought it had a little dropper. Alright, so my dog is doing the most in the background. Sorry, y'all. Let me get another one of these. I'm going to use it for the rosemary. Same thing. Also very strong oil, so I'm using maybe 2 drops. Okay. Same thing with my tea tree. 1, 2, 3. Alright, this is the rose oil that I use. I like this one because it's got rose petals and stuff at the bottom. I don't know if that actually makes a difference, but it looks good. It smells good. It's also got apricot oil and sweet almond oil in it. So, like I said, this one also adds a little bit of a floral scent to it, to cut back on some of the peppermint and rosemary and tea tree that was put in, just to cut those fragrances. And the last one I'm going in with today is just a little bit of vanilla, or a lot of it. I like it. I like the way it smells. And again, to try and cut the smell of the stronger ones so they're not so strong. And this one doesn't fill up all the way, so don't worry, I'm not using a whole vial every time I squeeze it in here. Right. So let's go in. Back it up. Oops, sorry. All right, bring it back just a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and add this mixture of oils that I have to my grapeseed oil. And just let them kind of marinate together. There's still some vegetable glycerin in there. I don't want to waste, so I'm going to go ahead and get my spatula so I can get that extra. Like I said, this oil always turns out extremely moisturizing for me. It lasts for a long time, and I'm very heavy-handed with putting oil in my hair. So if you've seen my videos, you see I don't just squeeze a couple of drops in. Like, I squeeze a whole palmful, rub it in, do one side, then squeeze a whole nother palmful, do another side. And like I said, this oil lasts me for a long time. So if you're more sparing with your oil usage, then this oil could probably last you for a very long time too. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff up so it's not taking up all this counter space. I have this whole section, like this is my hair cabinet where I just put all my oils and stuff up there, my fenugreek seeds, my mixer for when I make my cocoa butters and stuff for like lotion, cocoa butter, shea butter, moisturizers, body butter. So yeah. There's a lot going on in this cabinet. I think I got everything back up there. Alright, so that's pretty much the process. I'm not going to keep y'all for the rest because it's just long, but pretty much I'll let this keep boiling for a while, maybe another 15-20 minutes just to get some more of the properties out of the fenugreek, and I'll keep stirring as it's heating up. And then once it's cooled down a bit, I'll go ahead and transfer it into these bottles. And like I said, for those that won, I'll announce the winner this upcoming week, but I'll go ahead and add one of these little droplet pipettes so that they'll be able to go in, and instead of having to pour it in their hand like that, you know, you can use a little applicator and go in that way. So that way you're not putting in too much. That is how I do my DIY oil. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully it was interesting. Drop in the comments. Let me know if you're watching the playback. And yeah, maybe I'll try and do some more lives more in the future. I don't know, I'm so used to doing the sit-down videos where, not that it's super planned out, but just not where you're flying off the cuff. So we'll see what the reception is to this format. Maybe we'll do more, maybe we won't. If y'all have ideas, let me know. As always, I appreciate the flockers. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful weekend. And we'll see y'all next week with new content. Bye.